tradition for the first show of every new year. Our brother is just our special guest, so we're making it a family tradition.
It's a tradition.
Yes, he's the most known unknown producer and executive in the entertainment industry.
You said that real light. Let me tell you
he's
something.
the
You gotta
most
put some enthusiasm.
Okay,
Let me
I
tell
got
you
more
something.
stuff to talk about
got-
though.
okay.
Yeah, just
I was
relax.
gonna say, wait a
He's the
minute.
most unknown producer in the entertainment and most known unknown. And he's also a hip hop pioneer. He's a former member of the R&B group Whistle. He's a film industry executive. I can't wait to talk a little bit about that. He's been a visionary for so many people. He's a father. He's a friend and a brother to so many people. He is the connect to the connects,
connect.
okay? Y'all,
sure.
please welcome back to the spotlight our dear brother, Terk Stevens!
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Yes!
Did we do you justice?
Did we do you right?
We need his mic up. We need his mic up.
Use your outside voice. Talk in the
Need
mic.
that mic turned up.
It's an uncomfortable seat to be in. You know, like I'm in an industry where you have to promote a lot, and it's really uncomfortable. Like, cause I just like to do the work, and I had a conversation today. I was like, man, I can't do this no more. Like I wasn't really trying to come, and I said the only reason why I'm coming is because of y'all. I believe in y'all. And like I wasn't trying to do any media, any of this. And I was like, I gave them my word, but I believe in what you built.
Thank you.
And like what you do, like the audience here today, like it's real. So you have to make those sacrifices for people that you care about. And it's like when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like going to the gym, but you gotta go because you know the end result.
Right.
Like I was at Sherry Shepherd's show about back in November, I think we were there. And this is the exact same setup.
Are you serious?
Like Sherry don't have no food. Tamara don't have no food.
We got food.
We got food and liquor.
But they order out for you now. They were like,
yeah.
we're coming to the green room, whatever you want. And I mean, no, John, Sherry, no shade.
Shout out Sherry Shepherd.
We love y'all.
We love y'all.
And I'm sitting there, and I just don't, I want people to understand that, you know, your work is your work, and the level of your work is the level of your work. And this is really incredible. Like, I come here because I believe in what they're doing, and I support it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
And that's
you,
the
Terk.
thing. That's the most important thing. Like this is not like some Rudy Poo podcast. This is the real deal.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
Thank you,
this is
man.
Oh my goodness.
The real deal. Like the first time I ever came, I'll never forget. I mean, like the signature cards, the notes. Like I'm like, okay, they really real. And you have to really respect that and you have to support that. And so for me, that's why I come. That's why, you know, I always show you I love, because it's like you have to, you know, because at the end of the day, somebody poured into me and someone supported me and somebody mentored me. So I just wanted to let you know, like, you know, I was tired and I'm like, man, I'm not doing any more interviews. And I was like, but I know what they're about. And I'm here because I love you guys.
Oh my
Well, we
goodness.
thank you, man.
Oh.
So let me just say this about Terk, though. Like, so Terk is a really humble guy. But when I tell you the most known, like when I say everybody knows Terk in the industry, right? So one day we on the phone and he like, yeah, man, because I was talking to Mo. And I'm like, ho, Mo, who the hell is Mo? He was like, Mo Chestnut. Mo Chestnut? Yeah, Mo. I don't know Mo. Like, so the way I'm
Do
saying
you
this-
really know Mo though, Terk?
Of course.
Yeah, Ron Mo doing big things over there in Costa.
Nah, we
No,
talking
we
about
talking
Mo
about Mo
Chestnut.
Chestnut.
So when I said that, so so I can tell you a secret now. We was at the Estons Fest.
Right.
Mo Chestnut was in the back with us. We was
Okay.
covering in the green room, whatever it was. And he wasn't doing no interviews. So I rolled up to him. I say, man, my man Terk told me to tell you what's good and blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, you know Terk? And I said, yeah, that's my guy. He said, all right, come on, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So he gave Terry the interview, right, because of that. And then he walked off. Like, he didn't give nobody else no press time. No, he just took off. And so I used you, big dog.
No, man, look, you got
get
look.
down at the Essence Fest.
We
I just
did.
meant to
We
tell you.
used
Look, I
Terk.
told you that.
I
though.
needed to get that picture in that
look,
interview.
There's nothing wrong with it, man. I mean, I have no problem with it, man. I'll never forget this. This is a funny story, man. A brother I went to film school with, as a writer, and this white dude, and he was in New York. He like after we finished film school, he was in New York waiting tables, and they had The Matrix movie came out, and Harold Perrineau is in the Matrix, and he was at the premiere, and he said, so all of a sudden my phone rang, and he calls me. I said, "Hey, what's up, Ryan?" He said, "This is Harold Turk." I'm like, "What you doing?" He said, "I was walking by the red carpet. Somebody said, 'I know Turk,' and he said, 'You know Turk?'" And he called me, and Harold was like, "Yo, it's so funny." And I was like, "Wow!" But Ryan is a really good writer, man. Ryan, he's an entertainment attorney now out in L.A. Pray for the folks in L.A.
Hey, I tell you, you know everybody, man. He really does know Sherry Shepherd because I heard her. I got a clip where she's talking about Turk driving them out of a snowstorm, and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, because Turk was driving and he drove for like 12 hours." And
Yeah.
and this was actually live on her show. So this man right here, man, we were on the phone one day, and I was telling him I was all excited about my book, Gangsters Cry. And I was saying, yeah, man, because I renamed it, so I'm going to do a movie, and it's going to be called The Gangsters Cry, and blah, blah, blah. I'm all excited. And he ain't say nothing. And so I was like, going on. And then he say, that's kind of like, that's a book title type thing, right? Because that's the book. And he was like, I was talking, and then I said something about being so far removed. And Turk say, that's your title. And so you guys, when you see So Far Removed, it's a story based on my memoir, A Gangster's Cry. This the young man who told me to call it So Far Removed, this guy here. And it's stuck in my head because it's really what it is. And so when you see the movie, you'll appreciate it a little more. But this is who said, no, that's So Far Removed. And so it's So Far Removed.
Yes, thank you for that.
That's the name of the movie,
Story.
man.
It's a great story. It's a great story.
And
Thank
so
you
I
so
appreciate
much.
everything that you have done. So let's get into your story a little bit because you come from the music industry to the movie industry and abroad. So what's next for Turk?
Well, we just did a Wesley South African Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
I was very excited about that. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it. I sent it
Yes,
to you.
Yes.
he sent us some stuff from Wesley. Yes, we
And,
got it.
That's a passionate project because it took me 10 years to make that. And the reason it took me 10 years is because when we first went to South Africa, myself and Morris, and we went there for another film project. And when we went there, we didn't make the film, but I fell in love with the country. And a buddy of mine was like, really, he was like, Turk, you got to come to Africa, right? So the first time we went to Africa, we went to Ghana, and we created the show. And Tyra Banks has America's Next Top Model, so we created a show called Top Actor. And it's a competitive reality show where, actors compete to be the top actor. And so while I was there, I said, man, I got to come back and shoot something. But I didn't want to do it like the traditional way. Like, I've never done anything. So to back it up and bring it full circle, I come from hip hop. Like, being from Brooklyn, New York, and where hip hop started, we never really asked for permission. Like, all the labels were independent labels. Before rap became this super, incredible art form, it was a street and it was independent labels. So we never asked for permission. We never had to depend on majors or studios. So I've lived my life that way. Like, I got to get it done by any means necessary. Hence what you guys do here. And so I just never depend. Like, my next project, it requires a studio. It won't happen that way. We're going to do it independently. And so I want to come back here. And they shoot a lot of movies in South Africa. Denzel, everybody shoots there. But they don't hire black talent. You don't have black company heads. It's always white production companies. So it was very important for me to make sure that, I can collaborate with black producers, black company heads, wardrobe, makeup, hair, the whole 9 yards. And we were able to do it. And I really have to give a shout out. So when we were shooting Top Actor, I brought Malcolm Lee over there. And this one, you have a friend, right? So Malcolm D. Lee is the writer and creator of the Best Man series, The Best Man, and all these movies. And when you call on friends, and Malcolm came over for 24 hours, bro. I said, yo, I want you to direct the episode because nobody knows drama like Malcolm does. And he got on the plane, we flew him over, he got off, we started rehearsals, he shot the next day, and then he left the day after that.
Wow.
And I always respect him. Now, what I really appreciated about it was Malcolm called me the other day. So when they were doing The Best Man, the series, the best and final chapters, I really wanted them to shoot that in South Africa. But they shot it in the Dominican Republic when they were doing like the scene when Terrence and her were supposed to get married.
Oh, that was in Dominican.
That was in the DR, right. But I really wanted to do it there. So Malcolm called me recently. Now Malcolm's doing his next movie in South Africa. So he's shooting that in March.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. It's Haley Bailey is going to be in it, and a couple other people.
Oh.
Did you say Haley Bailey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley, Chloe and Haley. It's
right.
the sisters.
Not Holly.
Well, I
It's
thought it was
Bailey.
Haley.
No.
No, it's
Bailey.
this Holly Berry and Haley Bailey.
You ain't got to try to clown me,
So-
Terry.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
This is
Terry tried to clown me.
Oh, okay. Oh, Terry. So I'm very, very excited that happened. But we shot this, and I got to give a shout out, man, to Chuck and my partners, Chuck and Bree. You know.
Oh, we love
Yeah.
Chuck and
Octane.
Bree. They just had an
Octane,
wedding
yeah.
anniversary
Yep.
too.
Yeah, shout
And
out Chuck and Bree
I
for
got to
sure.
get. So I have been really working on this. So I'm always in South Africa, and so I was invited to speak at the Joburg Festival, and I got Chuck and Bree to come, and then we did the Durban Festival. So they came over. When they came over, my partner Zanya, she has a company called Locations Africa. So when you're doing location scouting, she can give you locations all over the continent.
Okay.
And
For
she
filming.
gave for filming, right? So whatever you want to do, she can do it. And we did this tour, and when we did this tour, Bree was like, she was taking notes. You know what? She had all these notes that she wanted to put together, and then from that, Bree sat down and said, "We're going to do the next Wesley's," and we got on it immediately. And this whole production was put together in 6 months.
Wow.
So it's a full circle moment for me because I really, really believe in the continent of Africa, and I really believe in South Africa, and to be able to have this film, and Bree has just been nominated, her and Chaz, for the NAACP Image Awards.
Yes, I saw that.
They just got nominated, for the best
Shout out
for
Chaz.
writers. So that's a passionate thing for me. For me, my company is to create content for African Americans and the transatlantic African diaspora. So in London, I'm doing some stuff in London, and in South Africa and Joburg.
I'm so proud.
So
I
do
am
y'all hear
so
how
proud.
big Terk is? He's humble about it, but this young man is doing some really, really big things. Been doing it for a long time in the industry. So much respect to you, Terk. Pinky
you
Lee,
just,
Pinky Lee said the same thing. Pinky Lee said much
Produce an
respect.
awards show.
Yeah. So now that's special. That's
Yeah. Tell us
The
about it.
Talk about that.
Illuminate. Oh, absolutely, bro.
Let's go.
Illuminate Your Black Brilliance Awards. It's an award ceremony. It's going into the 5th year. High school students, college students. We're looking at the black brilliance of our people,
Yep.
and we honor them with awards, and that is special. Like I can't take no credit for it. Atia Ball Lacey, her and her daughter Nia goes to Howard. HU,
HU.
they created this award show. So when I first met her, she told me about it, and I was like, I'll partner with you on that. Like I told her, I said, and so that's what Terk Entertainment Group is about. It's a group, it's a collective. I don't do it all alone. I don't do it by myself. I don't have problems with partnering people. So, and this thing has grown, and so like now we're moving. We're looking at doing it at the Kennedy Center next year.
I
So that's
like
the
that.
target. The target is
I like that.
we're gonna take it to
Wow.
the Kennedy Center. So it's just like, man, like when you see, I always go back to where I was. I go back, and my life changed up the street, man. My senior year in high school, I was at Friendly, and we was at Crystal Skate. It's another name now.
Yeah,
and I
it's
was just
still
talking-
Crystal Skate
Yeah,
does, yeah.
and I was on the phone coming in with my boy Sherman, man. Sherman Mills. We've been friends like since the 8th grade, and man, we used to always be rumbling, man. We was rumbling at the Go-Go, man. And I remember that night Chuck was up there, man. Chuck was doing live at Crystal Skate, and we got into it, man. And we was in the parking lot, and we was out there rumbling. And then my boy Ivan, Ivan Hall, man, he changed my life, bro. It was like he grabbed me and he pulled me into the car, and he was like, "Man, get in the car." And I'm like, "What?" And so we got in the car, and I just, my boys was out there, man, and Ivan came to me, man, and I was like, "Yo, where you get this car from, man?" He said, "Wendy's, man." I said, "Wendy?" I said, "Who's Wendy?" He said, "Man, I work at Wendy's." I said, "You can get a car working at Wendy's?" He said, "Yeah." And Ivan went to Potomac, and he was only 2 years older than me, man, but the importance of a mentor, bro. Like,
Yeah, somebody to look up to, right? Somebody to
man,
change
this
the course
dude,
of your thoughts.
this dude just poured into me, man. Like, he just gave me another way of thinking.
Yeah.
He taught me how to think differently, man. And I get emotional because I was in another direction. And I'm telling you, it's important when you can pour into some people. I met these brothers yesterday at St. Kofa, and I was meeting with Atia about our award show, and these 3 brothers were sitting in the St. Kofa, brother named Augusta, and this other brother named Jordan. I can't remember the other dude. And they were just talking. They were filmmakers, and they were talking about, man. And I just couldn't stop because they were right next to me talking about film. And I said, well, how are you going to sell that story? And they said, what? I said, how are you going to sell that story? Because they were really about the black agenda. And for me, I heard them. They knew what they wanted to do. And I said, no matter what story you want to tell, you've got to handle the business, because when you take this money from people, you got to be able to pay it back.
Yep.
So I said, my responsibility to you is to show you how to make that movie make money. Because the biggest thing is we always sit here, we think we have the greatest ideas in the world, but the greatest ideas in the world mean nothing if you can't make it make sense. Like when you're creative, the biggest issue is like, yeah, I got the hottest record in the world, but if nobody knows it, how hot is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So when you borrow money from somebody, if you pay that money back, trust me and believe me, they want to give it to you again.
Yeah.
They always like, what we doing next?
Yep.
What we doing next? And the biggest problem is people are really not trying to do the work. They really want to be famous, right? That's why the worst thing you can say to me is like, I want to be in the entertainment business. I want to be an actor. I want to be an actress. I'm really looking at you like, really? Like, really? That's what you really want to do? Like, why? Like, you think because you're pretty? You go to L.A., the women out there will flip you upside on your head. There's so many gorgeous women in L.A. There's so many incredible looking men in L.A. like, I had a sister that was from D.C. I'll never forget this. She's an actress. She's doing well now. I'll never forget she came to my crib and we was like, we going out to this party tonight. She said, I don't want to go out. And I'm like, why? I shouldn't. And because nobody was paying attention to her. But, you know, back here, she was a hot shit. And
Y'all was in L.A. Y'all was in L.A.
Well, yeah,
But out there, she was just.
She was just somebody
regular.
else. And it's like, you know, even Jamie Foxx tells a story about the time that I think he was in Miami, and he tells a story. You can look it up, man. He said he was there, man. He had all these women, and next thing you know, they were gone. Alex Rodriguez walked in. Alex just drained. Alex Rodriguez was worth, at the time, he was like $250 million.
A-Rod showed up, right?
He was like $250 million. He said he just drained my whole pool. And he was not Fox who he is now. He was Jamie Foxx, and he talks about that. So it's just true. So for me, it's like, are you really trying to do the work? Like, are you really about doing what you want to do and do it the right way? Because success is measured by what you can measure. So if you're an artist or you're a singer and you singing on the weekends, or you singing at a bar or at MGM or what have you, and you're able to pay your bills on time and still live comfortably, you're successful. Most people want to keep reaching for the brass ring. Most people want to be famous. They want to be big, and there's a process to get there. And so for me, it's like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if who's the hottest thing right now. If you Michael B. Jordan, if you are Denzel Washington, you can Google you can go to YouTube right now, and you can put in a movie called Carbon Copy. Denzel was this adopted black kid. Everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts at the bottom. I don't care who you are, how big they are right now. Denzel's like the box office king at 70 years old.
Yeah.
This is this Gladiator 2 is his biggest film of all time.
Yeah.
So everybody starts off small with humble beginnings. Like nobody jumps, and even when you're on TikTok, like nobody's really jumping out there like that. They even started off small, like at home, and they're working their audience. So I hope I'm not rambling, but
No, it's all good.
No,
so,
it's all good.
So
We
gotta
carved
get
this
ready
out
to
for
wrap,
you.
but this is what I want you to tell us. I want to know what's up next for Terk Stevens, and I want to know basically. Okay, so I'll end with this. You got 1 hour before I do that. I got 1 hour, right? Mm-hmm. You got 1 hour. You got one artist you can listen to, and they can be a group or they can be an artist. 1 hour. Who you listening to? You feeling good too? I mean, you in a great mood. 1 hour.
A great mood.
You can't take it out once you put them in. Artist or group. Who you riding with?
Cover to cover.
Cover to cover. Mm-hmm. Can't take them out. You can't switch.
Luther Vandross, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an easy ride. That's a good ride. One time for that's a good ride.
Yes, Luther.
I'm a balladeer. I mean, even myself as a singer, I patterned myself after him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I patterned.
You be singing Terk.
I wanted to be him so bad.
Luther.
Yeah. Oh my God,
I
dude!
think
I was telling
everybody wanted to be
somebody.
him so bad.
It was like it
never,
was so
never
it was
gonna
it
be
was,
another Luther.
it was so crazy, man. I was telling somebody because like I don't really talk about my singing career anymore. I just like people forget, but everything I did, I patterned after him. It was I had to be him. He was the bar. Yeah, he was the bar.
Wow.
That's a high bar.
That's a high
Oh,
bar.
he was the bar, man. Like I mean, and just like, and this documentary's out right now. Y'all
Yeah,
want
it
to see it?
is.
It's out
So
right
make
now.
sure
yeah.
y'all. It's on Netflix.
CNN,
right?
no.
Oh,
CNN.
CNN. That's right.
Yeah.
CNN.
So yeah,
CNN.
it would be.
Which is
I
weird.
can and I mean all his hits. I mean, you know, from when he was before he was Luther Vandross, before he was like Luther. You know, like I mean, everything about him was incredible.
Yeah. What's
Everything
next for
about
Turk Stevens?
My influences brunch for Oscars, the Illuminate Your Black Brilliance Awards.
Wait, the Oscars. What's going on with that? You said what now for the Oscars? Let's skip past that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it started here. I mean, I do this the event called the Influencers Brunch.
Influence.
Why haven't we ever been there?
I've
Terk?
been invited, but I think I
You
was.
have?
I had just started filming or something. Yeah, because he invited me. That's how I know about it.
Oh.
So
I'm an
the
influencer.
Influencers Brunch is like, look, you know, I don't want everybody blowing my phone because it ain't for everybody. Unfortunately,
You hear what
it's
he
not.
said?
It's
Yeah.
not.
It ain't for everybody.
It's
yeah.
not. And so what I did was I wanted to be able. I get mad a lot, right? I get mad. So what I mean by I get mad is like if something's not happening, I'm like, why isn't it happening? So when the pandemic hit, they had all this comedy shows. They had this, and I was really pissed because I'm like, why isn't the church doing anything? So I created. It started out as the Pandemic Praise and Worship, right? And so I partnered with Chuck and Bree, and I created this thing called the Inaugural Gospel Celebration. We had it. We were the only black event during the Biden-Harris inauguration. I did that, and so I get upset sometimes when something doesn't happen, and I was like, man, you know. There's this thing. A buddy contacted me and said, "Yo, Turk." He took me out to breakfast. We were at the Mayflower Hotel. I'll never forget this. He was like, "Man, there used to be this business retreat they had. It was like Bob Johnson, Dick Parsons just died. He was the CEO of Time Warner. All these black CEOs, right? Ken Chenault from American Express. He was like, they don't do that anymore. And he said, you should do it. I'm like, do what? He said, you should do that business retreat. I'm like, them dudes are titans. What are you talking about? He said, Turk, you know a lot of people. I said, man, you crazy. And he kept calling me. So that year, BET had their BET Honors Awards. Before TV One, it was the BET Honors Awards. And Anthony was the host, Anthony Anderson, and Chris was the writer. And Chris was the writer. So we would always get together, have breakfast. And Anthony pisses me off. We ain't speaking right now because we always have fights. We always don't speak for a couple of, and then we get back together again. But Anthony came and said, yo, Cedric's going to join us. And I'm like, I ain't paying for Cedric's food. Like, who's paying for Cedric's food? And he was like, man, anybody asked you to pay for it? So Cedric came, and then Wayne Brady, I saw, he said, y'all having breakfast. So now all of a sudden, our little 3 turns into this table of 10. And this is the year I'm supposed to pay, right? So every year it's just 3 of us, and it turns into a table of 10. But when we were sitting there, I said, okay, now I get it. I understand what he's talking about.
You know
how I
everybody.
can pull people together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I created this thing called the Influencers Brunch, which started here at the Hamilton Live in D.C., where Hollywood, Capitol Hill, Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and the sports industries, they all converge. And it was something that I wanted to create that was parallel to what they have, what they call the Billionaires Summit. Like, these white folks get together all the time, and they talk about, they divvy up the pie, and they have these meetings. And you can look it up. It was started by Allen and Company, and it's in Iowa, right? In Idaho, and the Sun Valley Conference. You can Google it. It's called Sun Valley Conference. It's exclusive. And I said we had to have our own, and so I created it. So this is our 11th year, and it started here. And I said that now I got to go to L.A. I got to find the biggest event in Hollywood, which is the Oscars, and I'm a ram black excellence down their throat. I mean, they're going to have to, I'm going to stuff this shit down and they got to eat it.
Yes, I love it.
And we did it.
And they
that's
ate
what
it. They ate it.
And we did. And it's like, it is the black event.
So when is it?
It's Saturday. It's the day before the Academy Awards.
And when is that, Terk?
It's in Beverly Hills at the, I think we always have it at the SLS Hotel.
Okay.
We always at the
Super
SLS
dope.
Hotel.
So you
And,
keep us posted.
yeah.
They throwing gang signs again, so we got a great rap. So before you go, make sure they can follow you. Where can they follow you?
The most unknown
The most
person.
unknown famous person in the whole world.
I use my real name, man. It's so funny. It's Tarek. Tarek. Tarek Stevens.
Tarek.
Tarek Stevens.
That sound
with a
weird
D,
because
right.
everybody say Turk.
Well, you know how when I moved here from New York, like when I moved here, like your name is Eric and Derek, people call you Irk and Dirk. So that's how I became
That's
Turk.
true.
Urban
Tarek.
Dirk.
That's true.
So that's Terk.
So it's Terk.
Yeah. So Tarek Stevens at that's what it is, man. Instagram, everything. So
Terk Stevens. Y'all give it up one more time for our home.
Terk Stevens!
Terk Stevens!
All right.
We're going to turn it over one more time. Hey, 2025, you guys, make sure you
We
lock in.
alive.
Make sure you stay focused, man. This is a big deal. This is a different year, different time. Stay locked in, man. We got DJ Uncle Fresh on the ones and twos.
Close the show.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the show. Make sure you're never too cool or too fly to pray. I said make sure you're never too cool or too fly to pray.
Yes.
God is the source. He'll make you the plug.
That's right.
God is the source, and he'll make you the plug. Ask anybody. I'm plugged.
That's right.
And so I say that to say, man, we in some troubled times. We headed for the end. Make sure you lock in. Make sure you pay attention. We in some times that you will never see before.
Can I
Every
say
day you're going to
something?
see some things you haven't seen. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Don't miss it. Go ahead.
Real quick, what he just said is so true, and I just wanted to say from my heart, and I've been saying a lot of this on my social media, can y'all please make it right with the people that you love or that you used to love? Because like Stan said, time is not on our side anymore, right? And these are the end times, and we don't have time to be apart and be in disagreements and stuff. Make it right. It don't even matter no more, y'all. Love on your people because God gonna take them back soon.
Yeah, and just
Okay?
think about it. If that person that you're not speaking to or you feeling a way about disappeared tomorrow, you might feel a way, but you couldn't take it back.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind because things are happening really, really,
That's
really, really,
right.
really fast right now. So
Fix
just
it,
pay
y'all.
attention. Make it work. Love is the key. All right? So we
All
got to
right.
wrap this show up, man. And we got DJ Uncle Fresh on the ones and twos. Fresh, what we got?
We don't want it. Great show, y'all.